Welcome, everyone. Welcome. Welcome, everyone, to the show. ForTheBoys Podcast space created for the boys to share their stories, experiences, thoughts on life, and the battle that comes with it. I'm Zwaki the Second. For those streaming or watching the stream, welcome. Those listening into our podcast, welcome. What's up, motherfucker? What's up, boos? Thank you for tuning in. Today's panel, I think it's just me and Teza. Josh is running late. My future is running a bit late. What's up, boos? You good?
What's up, everyone? Also said, welcome to the show. Sorry, we won't be able to see my face because the internet's not doing too well. But now we've got an exciting show. If you want to bring on the also Joshy.
You guys are sad. Why'd you kick me out for?
That's probably old Teza.
No, I swipe right. If you guys know what that means, I swipe right and the browser closed. Sorry.
If you want to introduce those that's jumping on now. Is this Dave from last episode?
Who's?
Dave.
Oh, Dave. Yep.
Dave Lowfollow.
Nice. Yeah, the brother Dave, he joined us a couple of weeks ago. Welcome, Dave Homer from, I think he's from South Auckland in the house.
Oh, yes.
Good to see you. I sent a link to Walter and hopefully he can jump on soon.
Oh, yes.
But,
Very nice.
is it
Very
disclaimer
nice.
time or?
Yeah, let's go ahead. Let the people know.
Yep. So welcome everyone to ForTheBoys Podcast. Disclaimer. None of us are professionals in any capacity, but we are professionals in our everyday experiences, and what we do share, we share out of our own experiences, and just want to give our experience, and I hope that it might help someone or give value to someone's journey. But again, we are not professionals. We do, however, can source professionals for those who need help. And there is a lot of support we can access out there in the community. And as always, you can always tap into the ForTheBoys page, tap into the admins, and just free it up.
So, boys.
Yeah, and there's not only if you are looking for the extra help or the extra, you need someone to talk to. Yeah, of course we're here. The boys are here. Always keen to help you out. But for the professional help, we can also refer you on for professional help as well, boys.
Seki, hey, welcome, Becca.
How's it audio?
Oh,
Is it Becca?
good, bro. Good.
Hey,
All right.
brother, I was looking for your that page. I couldn't find it.
Me, Becca's page. It's only on Monday, Wednesday, Fridays.
I wondered who was on it. It's weekend only. So,
The weekend. It's changed.
Yeah. I'll lower my prices for you. You gotta put it in there. I'll catch you some deals. I'll take some photos of my toes. Maybe I can make that site.
How you going, Baker? How's the week been?
Not too bad, bro. Not too bad. I'm trying some new headphones, bro. The last ones were coming through a bit scratchy, so I think I'm experiencing the same thing. But other than minor technical difficulties, bro, all good.
Oh no, bro, you're coming through nice and clear.
Okay, kapai.
Nice and clear, boys. This week, bro, there's just an open format. Whatever topic you guys want to discuss, or open to have a chat. So what?
Oh yeah. Yep. What's on your mind?
I was just heading up the place earlier about branded people buying brands and labels and all that.
Hey.
Yes, what type of headphones did you buy?
So what branded headphones did you buy?
Branded. What brands is even there, bro? I'll probably do it for shoes. Hey.
Yeah, just brands in general, people wanting we kind of broke it up into wants or needs. So the scenario is built like this. We as kids wanted the latest gears, like whether it be Nike, and then you kind of see everyone else, see people on TV. So you're like, oh, when I grow older, I want to get the latest gears. I want to have that. I want to have what people are having on TV. Then you get to an age where is it a want or a need to have that sort of stuff? If you get what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
Very straight up, bro. I just bought my kids some Converse kicks, but they're like 7, and this is the first like branded thing. Pretty much the first branded thing they've ever got. Otherwise, they've always had the knockoff versions. But it was time for a treat, But geez, I don't know how they feel about it. I certainly know how I felt about it when I was younger. So, but I just wanted what did I want? Bloody PlayStation and stuff like that. I wanted the latest PS, whatever came out, PS1, PS2, PS3. Then you get the games and stuff. That's what hooked me, and that's what got me hooked into buying stuff. But I guess they've cornered the market, so in terms of that kind of stuff. But what you mean, like iPhones and all that sort of stuff, or what?
Yeah, anything really. Or to cars. Just buying certain cars.
In this day and age, all right, anything and everything at the moment, our kids now, if they're born in this generation, 2000 or 90 generation shit, there's so many shits out. Oh, shit. So many gears out there that you want to get in. You know what I mean? Like you, for example, PS.
Yeah.
I guess also too, it's the kind of group you hang out with.
Who's got the slow jams?
Yo. Slow jams. Is it too loud?
Was it me? No.
No, someone was on.
Take it easy with those slow jams. Is it the late night special, is it?
Yeah. Is it too loud or not?
It's only 8 o'clock. No, so I was saying it depends on the kind of group. So over here they call it lads, or and then they dress a type of way, like the teens and stuff. But yeah, for me, I was never into branding. Like the bro Baker, only just started getting stuff for my kids. But the kids, they've got this, they want brands. I never wanted brands when I was older, and I didn't care too much about it. It didn't define me, or I didn't feel less of a person, or anything like that. But I guess these days, labels make you feel like you're important for some people. Like for some people, I mean, in general, if you work hard and you deserve a treat, yeah, I get that. But some people just flex and they just wanna. Nothing wrong with it. It's just my opinion. Sometimes it just gives them an extra confidence.
But you can't go into financial hardship over it though. Why would you do that? Why would you
that's fair.
put yourself into debt? I've put stuff on. I've ticked up stuff. I've still got credit cards myself. So yeah, like you say, if you got the money, go hard. But bro, if you look at my wardrobe, you'll find heaps of warehouse brands, Kmart brands. You know, it's only clothing. It still looks pretty smart. And if you get it ripped up or dirty or stained, then whatever. You know, what is it? A $5 T-shirt or a $50 T-shirt? You know, hey, I'll just get a handful of $5 T-shirts. All good. That'll sort me out for a year. I guess. Oh, bro, brands. You've got a good one. Brands. Sporting gears is a lot though, bro. Sporting gears though, you know.
Yeah.
All Blacks
bro,
gears.
like
Warriors
Josh said,
gears.
with the kids, like there was a trend with all the what's that TNS shoes, the Nike shoes, and everyone was wearing them, right? Like for one that can't afford those shoes, like for a kid, like right, and they have to go beg their parents to buy those branded shoes.
Or step them. Hey.
That.
Where did you get those Vans?
Brands is quite funny because if we take it right back to manufacturing and in like it's all just you're just buying a label. You're not even buying a product. You're just buying a label. And some of these like I've read articles and I've seen like stories and stuff about how kids in like India or Asian countries, they work in factories and they get slave driven to make these products, you know, and they're not like good quality stuff. Like I've seen some Nikes, they're not even just because it's got a tick, you know, and it's been sold at a proper store. People like go and buy it, but if you take it back to quality and stuff, it's some of the stuff ain't even like legit, or like good quality. But I mean, more to the point is like the sweat and the blood that comes off making these products, and then just slap a label on it and pay $300 for a pair of shoes. I'm like, that's like someone's rent, man. Like,
it's a grocery bill, you know. It's grocery.
Right. Yeah, exactly right, Joshy. Because I went went on a trip to Thailand a while ago, and that's when the Yeezys came out. I had to get me some of those Yeezys, but they were cheap as, and obviously Thailand because they're the knockoff ones. If you look closely, I guess all those sneaker gurus or people that love their shoes would have known the difference. But bro, I was in love with my cheap ass shoes, and it cost me I think New Zealand dollars $40 because they were like 20. Oh, not even that. But bro, it was so cheap. But man, you wouldn't even know. Bro, I thought it was the legit shit. So when people ask me, bro, are these real? I was like, yeah. But yeah, if you look at the stitching, there wasn't Yeezys, there was probably Yeekys.
He's still wearing them now, though.
Had to those hand-me-downs, you know? Handed down to the rubbish bin.
Where's your rolly, Swinky? Got your rolly or what?
See, even that, hey, like there's $10,000 watches, man, and they just buy a simple watch and it does the same thing.
Hey, I got one for free from work. What are you talking about?
Heaps of free from work. I think Steve Jobs, he read a letter or something just before he passed away, and he talked about something like that. The difference between a $30 watch and a $300 watch, you know, an expensive meal and an inexpensive meal. At the end of the day, it's, you know, you're paying for something that's just the same. Just someone made it at a different price. So it's, does it give you more value or? Have you guys heard?
Uh,
I should.
still tells you the time, eh?
Yeah.
You guys think it's because of society, or like growing up, seeing, because you see someone else have it, and you go, oh, nah, I gotta have it because he's got it.
Bro, all media influence, bro. Hey, that's why a lot of people are speaking out. Like everything we see or we do is on like MTV. Who even watches MTV these days? But everything we see is on media. Like you have to look a certain way, and they portray these people as like. And that's what I like about the podcast. You guys bring like stars and stuff, and you humanize them. But what I'm trying to say is that the media, they make us want to look a certain way, and then our kids, if our kids keep tapping into it, they're gonna have that mindset of, oh, I need that, I need to look like that. Or that's when stuff, their confidence is low because, oh, I'm not skinny because the TV says I have to be skinny, or I have to look like Dwayne Johnson because I do. But
Hey.
Shave your beard. I guess do you reckon it's marketing as well? Like, see with the iPhones, they roll out every year, but somehow they seem to sell like millions of units, but they roll out every year. You see, like these phone companies have society in their hands. They like, it's probably, what's the upgrade this year? It's probably just like the memory or the chip. Like, it's not really.
I gotta be honest, man. I think I'm one of those guys that want to try and get the latest something. Well, in this case, getting a latest phone, bro. And looking at it, how much you're spending in the end is fucking not worth it, right? Even with the trends that come out these days, like, yeah, to be honest, I'll try and keep up with it, but I wouldn't break bank to try and get it. I'll try and meet halfway and try and get something that looks the same. It looks like what it's coming on TV. But speaking of that, was that?
No, I was gonna ask, is that because like when you go out, you're embarrassed to have like a Nokia 3210 when you're with the boys and the girls, or is it just because it's your preference? That's a generalized question, but I'm just asking you.
No, very, very, very good question. It's because I think a little bit has to do with when I, growing up, having nothing, and now that I can afford some stuff, I'm like, I'll go and get it. If you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now I can afford it, I'll get it. But in saying that, regarding, feeling shame that I've got the shittiest phone, no, not really. Because half the time my phone's in my pocket, and when I took to the boys, it's not even out, I guess for me, mentally knowing that and we've had this chat before with one of the other boys, when I buy something, it makes me feel good about myself, I guess. Makes me feel that, I'm happy. The happiness is there if I buy it. So I kind of attach my happiness to, materialistic stuff, which is stupid. But at the end of the day, I'm wasting money because they've marketed it in a way that, I'm getting that phone.
Yeah, they create like massive hype. Like, was there an iPhone where it just like there wasn't even like a change? Was it 7 and 8 or like one of the iPhones, like the leveling up? It wasn't even a massive change, or like they added a light or something, or added a
Yeah.
It's $1,000.
Sorry,
But that's Apple for you. Like, see, now they're releasing the 12. They covered every price gap. They go 12 Pro Max, 12 Pro, 12, and 12 Mini. So they pretty much probably covered every price gap, I don't know, with that release. And us as consumers just, swipe.
That's how they hook you in, bro.
and we don't like like you
That's
guys
all.
put it up, financial and consumerism. Like we're literally pawns in a struggle between Samsung and iPhone, or
Oh,
Nike
Yeah.
and Adidas, or
For sure.
Coca-Cola and Pepsi.
Yeah.
But
That's
you
when-
can make
bro.
Say again?
It's funny because I know myself and Pat, we always have these little, funny arguments about whose phone's better or who's doing better. Like when the iPhone or the Samsung latest phone came out, I'll message him. I go, "What's up with this, though?" And he'll send back the latest whatever Apple product. I say, "What about this?" So we're actually having the argument for not even something we own.
That's right. We're sucked in, bro. We're just one of the pawns.
But just a shout out to Samsung and Apple if they want to come through and sponsor the show because we're arguing on your behalf.
No. But that's I guess why like those brands, those labels want to quickly attach themselves to the hottest player or the hottest athlete out there, right? Like say like LeBron and all them. Like if Nike signs LeBron, that's all the kids who wants to be LeBron will buy the LeBrons.
Bro, yeah. What about?
And
Did you guys hear about Nike? Like Nike wasn't even a popular brand back then, and it wasn't even Michael Jordan's preferred brand, right? There's a story I think I heard about it. And
Yeah, he was with
Nike on-
Adidas, eh?
Say again?
Wasn't he with Adidas or some other brand before Nike stood in? Because I think he wanted all rights to his gear, but Adidas did not, or I think they didn't give him the light of day. Say, oh no, that's not gonna sell. And then he went over to Nike, and then boom, you already know who he is with his gear. He doesn't have to work.
But because Nike wasn't even there, so he made Nike come alive, and then he got out his Jordan label, and then boom.
Yeah, Nike, yeah. What's up, Matthew Saul?
Hello, boys.
What's up,
What's up, G?
Any discounts?
Trying to get us a sponsor.
Hey, peanutsies. Oh, Sean, we were just talking about the brands, the labels conversation we had earlier.
Nice.
So far, these guys are too humble.
Don't be humble.
Pretty much.
We'll talk about someone that's all branded. don't expose them. Just talk about them. And they'll
Wait,
listen,
I'll
they
be
know
straight
they'll
to you.
lift you up after.
What's on that t-shirt, bro? What's that t-shirt? What's printed on there, bro?
And this one here,
Yeah, bro. Like,
this is for the boys. For the boys.
oh, got the merch. Got the merch. Branded.
He's branded, bro.
There's your sales pitch right there. Don't buy Adidas or Nike, bro. Like straight up.
By the Reeboks. Do you reckon it's you guys reckon it's up to the individual to conform to buying labels, or
Hard out,
is
bro.
that your upbringing, or
Ooh.
Yeah,
like say there's NFL players, the NBA players that come from the ghetto, right? The slums, the ghetto, the hood. And all of a sudden they sign a contract and they got mills in their hand.
There's like heaps of like wrong things with that. Like these guys have no financial education, and they go and spend that up large. So a lot of these players, there's actual statistics that more than 50%, I think it's above 50% of them. If we're just talking about their money and all their brand deals and stuff, they lose all of that. Like into their journey, and that's we
I
touched.
heard it
touched base on
was
that.
80%, bro.
How many? 80.
80% of them go broke.
That's crazy, bro. All over what wanting to flex. But I mean, yo, kudos if you want to flex. You know, you worked hard to get to where you are, but like, you gotta be smart as well. Nothing wrong with a $20.
They must get that.
Yeah.
It must be part of their contract, surely. We'll hook you up with everything, isn't it? When you get named in the All Black squad, you go and you just get watches and you get they kit you up from head to toe and Adidas gear and stuff like that. I've seen videos like that on YouTube and whatnot. It's like a Christmas. Heaps. Must be a whole room full of Adidas. What do you reckon? Adidas or Adidas?
Or they are dreaming.
How am I saying it? How do you say it?
Adidas.
Adidas. Do you guys Adidas?
Aussies go Adidas.
Adidas.
Oh, Adidas.
Adidas. Wonder how you're supposed to say that properly. But, yeah, bro.
Hey, but boys, growing up though, were you guys influenced?
Starter. All I wanted was a starter hat, bro. Starter gear, bro. That's all I
I still got
want.
a starter bomber jacket, bro. I still got a starter bomber jacket.
Ooh, the big S on
Seattle
the
Supersonics.
chest.
Seattle Supersonics, bro. Windbreaker.
Ooh.
I can't fit it no more, but I still got it.
I think it was an Orlando Magic's cap or something. I think I had one back in there was like a thing, bro. But I mowed it. I cut a lot of grass to get that, bro. You know, like you say, do the man, you get the treat. So had to do a lot of dishes. Yeah. So there was sort of a reward, I guess.
Was that
God damn, man.
Hey, was that
Mow the lawn for free because I live there for free. Thanks, Mum.
a starter jacket over your Boy London t-shirt or?
Yeah. What do? No t-shirt here.
Yeah, but
That was me growing up.
as a kid, man, like I see everyone else having all the latest stuff, and you kind of know that because you watch TV and you see it on TV and you see like some of the kids running around and you're like, oh shit, this guy's got the latest gears, so you kind of like envy that, and you like I said, you attach that happiness to that whatever that pair of shoes that he's wearing, and it looks good. So you think it's going to look good on you. But that's how I felt as a young kid. Because, I didn't get everything, but when we did get something, we're like, oh, over the moon. But then you see the next door neighbors rocking the latest Nikes. Yes!
Always trying to one up, eh? You can't one up. You can't do it, but you can't do it. Always trying to one up.
Gas, best friend.
You guys ever remember? Oh, sorry, good enough.
Oh no, I was just saying. Like I remember, back in the days, like in the 90s, my older sister, her boyfriend, he used to like always have the baddest gears. The workshop jeans, the Timberlands, and then I remember him between his boys, they used to share him because one time you'll see him wearing it, and then the next week there's one of his boys are wearing it, and it's like, oh, so yeah, it's definitely that one tie that. But man, it was crazy back in the 90s. I remember all the different labels, even from those times.
Would you rock some of that FUBU? What did you have, FUBU, bro?
Yeah.
I wasn't into FUBU, to be honest.
Oh.
That was Baby Town Center stuff, bro.
Tell me, yeah. Tell me. All right.
Oh, baby.
Nah, I was rocking FUBU, bro. That was me, bro.
FUBU.
For us, my house. Let's go.
Yeah.
Do you guys get into the Tommy Hilfiger?
I get into that now,
Yeah.
not then.
Yeah.
That's
No,
real,
I do.
man.
It's kind of like,
like
back, all the labels have kind of come back. Like, FUBU will make a massive comeback soon, bro. Believe it or not, I believe they will, bro. It's just following suit with everything else.
Everything comes back into fashion. Hey, if you hold on to it at least a few years, 10 years, you'll see it come back out again. You're like, I got rid of those, but now they're back out.
Yeah, definitely, bro. It's like crazy. I remember I used to have a Boy London watch, and I was like, man, I'm bad. It's like, and now you ask the kids now, they have no idea what a Boy London watch is or Boy London t-shirt is or whatever. But man, I still got workshop jeans, I still got Origins. Crazy. Those are the brands from then.
I had these one pair of jeans, but I must have worn them for like, I don't know, 4 years, bro, until I outgrew them, bro. They were Kinkapisi, bro, overstayer jeans, bro. I thought they were the shit, bro. Used to wear them all the time. I was like, overstayer jeans, bro. Yeah, and retouching, overstayer. I'd have been tuning up at all the parties if I'd have known the potential those jeans had, mate. Far out.
The XXL,
I lived in Sydney for about 4 years, and I remember every time we come back, we'd raid the markets for their t-shirts because they'd have like the latest, like whatever it was, the newest like style of mock-up that they've done of something legit, and they've put like the area codes in it or whatever.
Oh yeah, true.
And we just take that back to Aussie and be like, bro, like we had the baddest t-shirts.
Hey, Malocha Maya.
Kia ora.
You look like you're in the cupboard again, son.
Going trick-or-treating later?
Is that rough, eh? Is that rough?
Times are tough, man. Times are tough, bro.
Yeah.
Maya, did you
About the brands,
you know, when you were younger, did you want the latest stuff? Obviously, everyone did. But what was your go-to? What did you want to like? You'll go and rob a store for?
Jeremiah was dropping sucker knee in the chat. He knows what he's talking about. Sucker knee, British night shoes.
British Knights, man. I was in love with British Knights, eh?
Hey, was British Knights the shoes that had those flashing lights?
No,
those are the LA Gear.
Oh, yo, LA Gear.
Yeah.
That was LA Gear.
What's the one of the Jordan pump? Is it the one?
Oh, that's the Reebok
on the tongue. On the tongue.
They never Jordan like
Yeah.
that.
You pump up, you can jump over a car.
Yeah, those are the days, man.
Hey.
Yo, David of the Nomads. Oh my gosh. Back there, bro, the Nomads.
Wow, Nomads. The bullets.
Yeah. So like I think the styling Nomads these days would be the Clark or Wallabies, the originals, Those will be like the closest thing to a Nomad these days that you'll find.
Oh yeah.
What's the old creepers?
So if you want to sprain your ankles,
Creepers, bro.
Did you have
Powder
those?
bullets.
Did you have the shiny ones, the super shiny ones?
Spaceship man shoes, man.
Gotta love it. You know, back then, Fila was quite popular back then,
Oh, yo. They're making a comeback.
Yeah.
They're making a comeback, bro.
There's Aussie drill rappers wear it all the time. Fila and all his old logo brands.
I've got a Fila t-shirt somewhere. I've got a t-shirt.
Yeah. I think I've seen Josh wear a tracksuit.
Matching.
What's the Elliot?
Wow, you see all the labels, man. Jesus.
Oh my.
They know how to get the money out of everyone, eh?
You know what's crazy? It's gonna be worse for our kids. You know what we pay $300 shoes for? It's gonna be 4, 5, 6. Like in time, maybe not our kids, but our grandkids. See. Things are just
expensive, man. Oh man.
What do you guys reckon? If you can afford it, it's all good. Like, if you can afford it, it's a treat. It's all good.
Me, it depends on functionality. Like, what purpose does it serve? Is it to feel comfortable or to look good?
Look good.
If it's look good, then good. Yeah?
I think everybody's different. Hey, it's like
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to get at. Like,
if you can afford it,
Mm.
then you would. Like take for instance myself. Growing up, I always wanted Jordans and all that stuff. Never could afford it. No way. Mum couldn't afford it. Dad couldn't afford it. My sister and my brother, they never bought, but I wanted them, but you could never have them. And now that I can, of course I got a few pairs and like you'd go get that, but then like, it's crazy, bro. Like I got racks upstairs and it's like okay, one pair of feet. How many shoes? But is that for me? It's you think like, was that like? Is this like not a disease, but is it like a thing that because I never got it back then, I got it all now? Like same thing for our kids. Like, do you is this why we buy all these things for our kids? It's because we never got them back then, like type of thing. But yeah, what do you class it as? It's like the disease here. I'm fine, but I got 30 pairs of shoes, like type of thing, What is it?
Oh yeah,
I'm lucky my kids aren't very picky at the moment, so I can get away with even hand-me-downs at the moment. There'll come a day when they're like, no,
warehouse, bro. Like a warehouse in Kmart.
Kmart's the spot right now, but if we go to some of those big malls, we're going to start seeing some, I guess, upper level shop. I wouldn't even know what shops. I don't even know what shops, but there's bound to be. Where all the girls shop, I don't know.
I think I mentioned it before that like my kids are 19 and 18 now, but growing up I used to buy them like the Jordans, the Nikes, in the hopes that they knew, like one, knew how to look after them, two, knew the value of them, and now that they're older, they kind of like, they look at it, they're like, oh man, we went to the shops, Dad, and man, those shoes, they're expensive. And then I say to them, yeah, but do you remember that you've always had them, and now you realize how much I paid for them? How do you feel about it these days? Like, do you appreciate all those shoes, or how do you feel about, My son's like, oh yeah, I spent $400 the other day, and it's like, what did you get? Oh, just a pair of shoes, jacket, and a tee. He says, well, for me, it's like a good lesson for them to learn that it's like that money that was spent to them is like now they realize, oh shit, that was a lot of money, and like, okay, now we know that there's that, and we've had that. It's not really a big thing for them to like want today. It feels like that for me anyway. But I know that they know now that to differentiate the brands, the types of the quality and all that stuff. But yeah, I think it's like, for me, it was a good thing that I did that. It worked. But the whole idea I had in my head, it worked. Reverse psychology type of thing worked on them, where it's like, oh, now they don't care. They still want Jordans or Nikes or whatever, but they're not fussed. Whereas me,
that's everyone.
I never had a pen. Now I'm dying to get them. Like, I'll buy them, So for me, it worked. Not everybody's just the same. Did you buy some Jordans for your kids, Swanky?
Yeah, I bought a pair. I bought a pair too. I think.
How much?
Oh, geez, just over 200. Mine's a kid's shoes though.
Oh yeah.
They're not really like the rare they are. They're more expensive, eh?
Mm-mm.
Whereabouts did you get that from?
Oh, dude, it was a page on Instagram.
Oh, no shit.
They do tie-dye socks, but they're just selling the shoe on the side. She's trying to get rid of it. So, yeah.
You know what? A good point to raise is bullying over labels, especially for young kids.
Yeah. Like not having that excluded feeling, because you don't have what the other kids have. Is that what you're trying to get at?
And just getting teased and stuff. That's a type of bullying. Oh, you got I don't know, ugly shoes, or you don't have Nikes, or that was a reality. That's actually a real reality, like in most, because we come from. I come from a poor background, and I didn't care about it, but it was definitely there. Even in my high school years, like you could see people kind of dress a certain type of way to kind of impress people, or I don't know. That's how I saw it, right? But I don't know what was going on for them. But definitely bullying with labels and stuff is pretty sad, especially with younger kids,
Oh yeah, for sure. Oh wow. My kids are like bakers. Like they don't even know the brand. It was me that went and bought the brand, and then I'm like hyped over the shoes. Like, oh man, I got you Jordans. But the kid is like,
what are they? What are Jordans?
Like, yeah,
what are they?
Jordans, bro. Like, yeah. So it's like, so it was like a sort of kick in the mouth. Like, oh, dude, here I am worrying about, but this kid doesn't even. It's just another pair. So listen to be learnt.
Well, they say, oh, these are Jordan in my classroom. Nah.
I came from school and only got one shoe.
I can relate to that, though, Joshy. I got teased a wee bit for my bike. I had a real shitty bike when I was at high school and that, bro. And you see some of the state of some of the other kids' bikes, bro. Disc brakes and like suspension and everything, bro. Even lights and stuff. I'm like, oh, bro, I'm out of my league here. Mine's all rusted ass frame, rusty wheels. But hey, I went everywhere on that thing, so just the look of it, really. So, but I get what you mean about the odd little tease, maybe more banter, but it can't be too different from back then to nowadays.
Hey, which one of you guys wore cheese cutters back in the days?
Oh, never.
Oh, bro, I had hair, bro. I was fixing my hair back in the days.
Bro, this guy did, bro. I had cheese cutters, bro.
My hair back and forth, bro.
I've still got it. I've a Nike cheese cutter, bro.
Bro.
Trying to look like your semantics, bro. Forward and backwards, bro. Tried to go for the Shei-Fu look, Shei-Fu in the crates, bro. I'm sure he would have rocked the cheese cutter in one of his music videos, bro.
Jeremiah's gonna sing. A Shei-Fu song for us.
He's humming.
Too romantic there.
Yeah, you should see him humming, bro. That's a release.
How romantic is that, bro? How romantic. The lights. Yeah.
Boys, I'm about to take a hard left here. One of the boys had a topic, but he hasn't jumped on. I don't know if he's going to jump on later, but he brought up about this very exact format, like how I'm sharing with you boys, because I trust you guys with my personal information, my personal life. So I'm sharing you personal things, right? But my partner is having an issue with me sharing personal stuff, like probably between me and her. What are you guys' thoughts on that?
Take your pillow in your blanket and sleep on the couch.
So like the partner is trying to restrict me not to share, not to open up to the boys.
Can it be done anonymously, bro? Can you do it anonymously? No.
Like like the partner wants to shut it down. Like doesn't want to share at all. Like just like for example, me sharing my personal with her, like my relationship with you guys. Like, do you guys get what I'm trying to get at?
Yeah. That's toxic, bro. That's toxic. There's an issue and it doesn't want to be solved because of shame, I guess. Or I get it. No one wants to talk about their dirty life.
Who's the guy's name?
Yeah.
Soaks.
Who's the guy's name?
Soakai Kerr.
Talking to one again.
No names also.
Hey. Yeah, but see, like you said, Josh, it is toxic. Hey, I reckon it's toxic, bro, because we all need our space, man. So,
Are they coming at like a privacy thing? Is it privacy? Are they trying to?
Yeah,
is it
but
like a
don't
privacy
you think
yeah,
if you tell the boys, right? Maybe she thinks like this. I'm not saying she does or whatever. Maybe she's thinking, if we argue and we have all these problems, and he confides in the boys,
yeah.
and then the boys tell their wives, and then they kind of just, it just goes, and then before you know it, the whole community knows about your personal issues and stuff like that. Maybe that's where she's coming from. Maybe she doesn't want to be seen in that light, that they have these issues and like, it's not all green grass at home, type of thing.
Yeah.
Maybe that's where she's coming from when she says, I don't want you to do that.
Oh, yeah, I understand that. But then he's not telling every single one. He's just telling his closest boys.
No, stop ringing me.
Hey,
Stop ringing me. I'm live. Okay.
who's that?
T-Rock.
Oh, T-Row. Oh, no.
Ask on the chat. Don't ask on the phone.
Jump on the chat, T-Row.
If the community, I get why he can talk to his bros, is because he can't talk to his partner. That would make sense. But like, if she's gonna stop him from having an avenue to share, like, he's gonna get angry, he's gonna get sad, and it's gonna turn into an even more toxic relationship.
Bottling up, and that can't be good.
If I don't have
You need to
anyone
vent.
talk to, yeah, you do. Like, how is it okay for a girl to go and talk to all her girlfriends about this and that, but not okay for the bro to go and talk to the brothers?
Yeah.
We need to come back to hit equality, hit equality and teach equality for real. Like, it's unreal, like, what girls can get away with and what guys can get away with.
Socks, any thoughts, Socks? Oh yeah, yes man.
Don't
Yes
hold
man.
your head like
that. Tino.
Yeah, but who is the guy?
Hey.
Hey.
Don't worry. All right, don't you worry.
Ask no questions, I'll tell you no lies.
No face, no case. No face,
No face, no
case.
face. Let's go. Shoteza.
What's up, boys?
Yeah, Deudi.
Take it easy, bro. I'm in the same closet as Soak.
Then he's turn around and kiss each other real quick.
Hey, Becky, stop taking up the middle, bro. Shift me over one.
Bro, you guys are underneath me, man. Get out. I'm trying.
Spin the bottle.
Teza, we were just discussing the topic about what if also can't share with his boys because of his partners trying to hold him back from sharing to his closest what's going on at home.
Can you say that again, sorry? Can you say it again? What was that?
Oh, the topic you brought up about also trying to share with his closest boys, but his partner doesn't agree with to sharing it or sharing their
but that's it's like I can see both sides, but if it's the boys, like your close boys that you've been growing up with, from young days, your day ones, obviously not any person, but your day ones, and you're sharing those, those personal stuff, your personal relationship with the boys, and you've been doing it for years. I don't see the problem. I don't see the problem in that. But
the woman, or in this case, I'm just using it as a scenario. The woman should be happy that he's going to, release some of that, whether it's good or bad. Just to try and air. Maybe he's holding it down, and it's something that he wants to share. Because if you're sharing something and not holding it in, it's better than holding it in, Because one day you might
just implode, eh? Stuff implode.
Math.
Yeah.
No, unless it's something negative.
I reckon it's the best thing to have
be
that.
defensive, and he doesn't want it to.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, for sure.
The shut it down type of thing, eh?
Yeah, and I'm sure, I'm only speaking on experience, but I know for sure my wife shares everything, whether it's good or bad, whether I've, done something wrong. She's probably shared it with, her friends. So, women need to talk too, because otherwise.
They're the meanest talkers, man.
Yeah. So
tell about their sex stories to them. Everything, man. They've blasted all over with their friends.
Do you hear from them?
Yeah. Nah, speaking from experience, bro. Yeah. Come on. Can't even get it up.
He says he's the host, but he doesn't speak.
Honestly, girls is just as worse, man. They're evil. They're evil, man, when they get angry.
No, that's it.
who done that to you, bro? Who done that to you?
They just know what buttons to push, bro. They just know what buttons to push.
Who done it, bro? Who done it?
Who hurt you?
No, but for that scenario, one of the boys came to me and said, "Hey, bro, what would you do?" And I told him, men in general don't share stuff. So for him to open up to his mates, man, I said, "Bro, go for it, man." You're just gonna tell your wife that, "Hey, look, I've shared this," and maybe she'll get around it. But I don't know. Maybe it's her feeling insecure. I don't know.
It's heaps of factors. But I want to take back my argument. So everyone's evil. It depends on the person. If you're gonna be bad about it, bad. It's on the individual. And I'm not saying girls are bad in general. I'm not saying guys are bad in general. Just the mindset of the person. That will determine the consequences. If we're talking about a girl and we put her in check for stuff that she's done wrong and she could be better, that's how we lose our kids. Seeing our kids, they can be better. But I haven't seen that experience where men will take the kids and be better with the wife or with the ex-girlfriend. What? So what I've seen in the industry is majority of females, I wouldn't say it's bitter, but they can't let go of the ex if they've moved on or whatever the issue may be. But there's a lot more consequences for the males. There's a lot more things that happen as a consequence for the males. So, but it's a lose-lose. So if he doesn't talk, he's gonna get upset or depressed. And if he talks, they're gonna argue more. Where's the line?
Yeah.
I guess and the context, context as well. What is he sharing with the boys?
Yeah. 100%.
Sharing or seeking advice or.
It has to be the healthy conversation, right? You gotta go to talk to your wife and say, "Look, man, I'm not outing you, I'm not putting you down, but this is what I need to share with my friends, and I can't share it with you because this is what we're going through. I have to share with someone else so they can hear and maybe give advice." And the boys, whether they give advice, good advice or bad advice, it's not like you're gonna jump off a bridge for them unless you want to. But getting that off your chest is the main reason, or main point that you want to do, is just getting everything off and then sharing it and then letting it go.
Have you suggested he talk to his parents or something?
Bro, to be honest, like I just said, I reckon it's a good thing. But also you gotta, because you're married now, there's always ways to talk to your wife, and your communication with your wife has to be as good, because you don't want to. There's a balance there. There's a balance that you have to kind of use.
You reckon honesty is the best policy? Or, certainly opening up those communication lines, bro.
Yeah, I reckon.
Yeah, it's an old yarn, bro, but there's two sides to every story, mate. So what are you saying? Do you want to share it, or who's playing the victim? And it's up to you how much you want to share as well. You could be sharing only half the story, and all your boys are like, "Oh, bro, she sounds fucking." Just don't, it's like she's psycho, bro. Meanwhile, you've only got half the picture, bro. You got to stand back and see the whole picture.
And you only want to share the good part of the story that makes you good, but
bro, you want to look like the hero, don't you? Every time, you're the hero in every story. So, what exactly is being shared, and What do you reckon, Josh? What do you reckon?
No, I reckon there's three sides. There's always three sides. I think there's her side, the guy's side, and then the truth. Because so
I thought you were gonna say the truth.
I only got the truth next.
Here's also Will's. This is Will's. Will's. Because maybe a deep combo with his wife to allow him to share his thoughts in a safe space with his friends. Maybe she be assuming what he's sharing.
Yeah.
So, shot for chiming in.
yeah, bro, that's exactly it, man. And because he's your wife, you're not going to just break up with your wife. So you need a kind of safe space, which we're trying to do on here. We're trying to create that safe space for everyone to express what they want to share.
Like you said, Terry, like just the dude sharing is the biggest thing. Like a big step. Because normally we don't even share; we just keep it to ourselves.
I guess it's not as if you have to come on here and plaster it all over the internet either. Like just slide into those DMs, all these other.
But that's the way.
I'm sure everybody else on the panel here is all qualified, so hit up one of the boys.
That's the way all these people are doing it now. Airing their laundry on social media. It's like social media is their go-to, but not knowing how it's going to affect the relationship, and it's kind of sad that people let everything out on social media, and then a few days on the track, all that thing that they've shared is deleted because they fucking done something wrong,
Regrets.
The regrets come back, the regrets.
You're
the
very
moment,
specific on that one.
Just let me
Heat
put
of
my
the
foot out of
moment.
my mouth.
Just out of anger, just out of anger.
Saying things
out of
outside.
anger. And even when you're drunk, you do the same thing. Everything you want to say, it'll come out and more.
And the truth, and the real truth.
And then what really happened
And
comes
the
out.
hidden truth, the hidden truth, or the
Nothing more
third.
divine than their drunken truth.
So what are we saying? Like, what is our advice to the USO then? Like, are we saying have a talk to the missus to discuss why he's going that way? Why he's sharing with the boys? Is that what we're saying? Is that our collective advice to those?
Well, yeah. When I gave those my response, I just said, bro, I'm happy that you're actually talking to someone about it, because that's the first step. I actually didn't say anything about the wife side, but what I maybe I should have said is, it's that balance. You have to kind of open up that communication between you and your wife too. If it's hurting her now, maybe take it from the boys and tell the boys to piss off. No,
well, this could be counterproductive.
Communication,
and also, though, what she doesn't know won't hurt her if you really don't feel comfortable letting her in on what you're up to. But as long as you have an outlet, don't keep it all bottled up. Don't keep it bottled up. Do not do that, I reckon. If she doesn't have to know, you'd probably be wise if she did, but I'm sure what she doesn't know won't hurt her, bro. So, probably not the best advice from me, but that'd be my 10 cents.
No, that's solid advice. Like, just tell her straight up that you're gonna go talk to someone about it. Because if she's not willing to talk to you or sort it out, then you're gonna just say you're gonna go talk to someone. Because I mean, for me, what I'm annoyed with is that it's about power. And if it's over something like that, what about the rest of the relationship?
Yeah.
Because good guys can stay bad from this sort of stuff.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, for sure.
Nah, bro, that's not good. Good chat, because who's sharing that last one? Yep, and be specific on what he's sharing so she knows. But if you guys are close, she should understand.
To have that talk with the missus first, eh?
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna take another hard left, boys. What do you guys think about the cannabis? If it becomes decriminalized or legalized?
I say no. Don't let them have it.
Nah, I'm all for it, bro. I'm all for it.
No, don't let them have it.
I'll say no and say yes. Yes for medical use.
Yes,
but no.
No.
Yeah, yes.
No to what? Personal use. Is that what you're saying? No to personal use.
All right. Here's my
Yes
question.
to
No to personal use. Yeah.
So
Shoot.
a drunk guy will drink, drive his car, kill somebody, right?
Yo.
All right.
Yep.
And then a guy smokes weed, gets too stoned, falls asleep, crash, kill somebody.
Yo.
Is that the same thing or is that different? Or would you even want weed if that's the case?
Same thing, bro. You're still driving under the influence.
I'd say no.
Yeah, still. Because there probably be laws around personal use.
Yeah.
But in saying that, you can't teach stupid. People will do it anyway. So it's for the people that drink and drive still do it, even though, and they kill people, still do it to this day. But I reckon medical use, yeah.
Sure,
to be honest, man, I don't smoke it, but I know for a fact that when I did, I was more relaxed than being drunk. Personally, I was, and I had, I guess, I stayed home and I was more relaxed.
I'm all for it, just because it's easy enough to get access to it, and like you say, it's up to the individual. I reckon. Are you gonna drive drunk? Are you gonna drive high? So it's.
Yeah, but we've already got alcohol, right? Do you want to throw another thing in the mix? That's the question.
Well, we've already got cannabis, though. You can already access cannabis, though. What are you gonna do?
But it's like if you're scared to get caught, you won't do it. You'll just drive straight, sober. And then if if it's there because you're allowed, you'll take it. And who knows? But you're allowed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
So yes for me, anyway.
Terry wants to smoke weed again.
For me, I just want to be the
It's
seller.
a big fat yes. Because I'm telling you the truth. I went to the booth and I clicked yes.
I just want to sell it to you. I just want to sell it to you.
Your vote doesn't count now, Ross. You told everybody what
that result's still another couple of weeks away anyway, bro. You jumped the gun on that one, bro, I reckon. No. Definitely worth talking about, though. But who knows? I doubt it'll change with work. I doubt the DNA policy will change at work. So still can't even use it, even if it is legal, I imagine. So that's a conundrum. But then being able to grow it and stuff like that, and then of course you have to buy it in certain places, and you're only allowed to use it at home and things like that. So it's sort of like alcohol in a way, but change. It's time for a change. That's all. Time for a change.
Don't use big words. Jeremiah's confused.
Conundrum.
Jeremiah's having a conundrum.
He's still wondering.
Do I carry that or only you?
One thing's true, bro.
On our next episode, we're gonna have.
Go.
Sorry, on our next episode, we're gonna have like a segment where we do definitions, so we all can understand what the fuck people are saying when they come up with these big words. So conundrum at the end. I'll type it in and then we can share it to the page.
One person who's going to be making heaps of money out of that, bro, is going to be the McDonald's drive-through. Tell you what, there's going to be heaps of people making munchies, bro. So that place will be 24/7 all the time, bro. Because there's 3 a.m. sitting in the drive-through, coming home from the bars. It's going to be exactly the same. Like 4 p.m. just having a couple of tokes at home. So they'll be rubbing their hands together, bro. Bro, that's another thing actually, bro. Actually, fast food and all that. Hijacking the topic here, like obesity and all that, bro. Judith Collins mentioned that, bro, just before you started the political thing, bro. You know how Judith Collins before about
obesity, yay.
Yeah, bro. She had a bit of a strikeout about that, bro. I'm not blaming JC, but she certainly brought up that topic, you know. So that's another issue for us Pacifica men.
Yeah, bro.
So bro.
Definitely.
Was she saying that the government's already put enough money in it and it's up to the individual? Is that what she was saying?
That's right. Yeah, bro. Yeah. Read a few Facebook posts about that. Victim of our environment.
You just take a look at Mangry, KFC, McDonald's, every dairy. There's like a takeaway store there. You got a Parnell or Ramiro. You don't see any of that there.
Bro, don't even start that conversation. Don't even start that conversation because it opens up the liquor stores. How there's liquor stores at every corner of bro.
West Auckland's the same, bro. Lincoln Road, there's every single cuisine of food that you can have, bro, down Lincoln Road, bro. And like, what, 1 or 2 gyms? Like, hey? What are you trying to say?
And then it's like, it's government approved. Like, you have to get licensed, and so they set it up in a way that the poor areas have more of all that stuff for obesity, not drugs, alcohol.
Yeah.
It's the same here in Australia. Like, out in the west, the greater west, every like half a kilometer or every kilometer or 2, there's a McDonald's, Burger King, KFC. When you go further east or into the like the northern beaches or the richer areas, it's like 1 every 10, 20 kilometers or something.
Yeah.
It's done specifically for in the system so that it's
demographic,
Yeah, that's it. Demographic, yeah.
Bro, that's exactly like what do you call it? Soak said in Otara, man. And don't get me wrong, bro, the food is bloody good, man. You know, and the costing. At the end of the day, if you can afford food that costs you, that's cheap, bro. You'll go for it every day of the week. But I don't see all these healthy stuff, which you probably, I don't know. I haven't looked, but the healthy stuff is, it's a bit more expensive, just a tad more expensive than getting $2 Thai and dollar chips, $3, so you can double that. And just, if you do your math, it's cheap.
Yeah.
Bro, that's your $5, bro, plus $2 for a fizzy. What, you know? That's a main fee.
Yeah, bro.
But $5 will get you one sandwich, bro, at the bakery, bro. Probably would.
If that.
If that.
But how much is the stuff at your shop, the Mafuso? How much are your goodies, bro?
You want the palaki soup?
Look at your goodies now, bro.
Got those cookies.
Well, I'm not advertising it to the boys, bro. We're on this topic of obesity, but you're not sharing your prices, bro. This is not on.
He was trying to change his background.
How much for a salad?
He was trying to put up something or something.
Do you do sushi or not?
Nah. Supper soy only, bro.
Yeah, Hardy. Home cooked food's
Okay, boys. While we're on the topic of obesity, how about recently? Well, I had a chat with one of the boys about gout. You know.
What is that? What is that thing? I'm not familiar with the
term. In denial, bro.
I'm not familiar with the term.
On one leg.
Too much seafood.
It hurts you more.
Too much seafood.
Or something.
Nah, it's when you get a tingly foot. When you get a tingle on your toes.
Oh.
Your big toe.
Keep going. Let's keep going. What's he doing?
Actually, bro.
I had this
Caesar.
experience. Going back, I think about 2-3 years ago, when I was working with Pat this one day, and I rocked up. In my left big toe was sore. Eh? I knew deep down it was something to do with gout. I knew, but when I asked Pat, I go, Pat, bro, fuck, what does gout feel like? And he was like, oh, it's like blah 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 blah, and I was like, yeah, no, I don't have it. So the first step was me being in denial. I was like, fuck, but really, it was so painful, man. It was, and he goes to me, oh, I've got some pills, the magic pills, those pink
black magic.
The blue pills.
As if for the wash.
Yeah, but and it happened the first day, and then the second day I go, then I asked Pat again. I was like, where does the, what do you call it, the pain in your toe? And he started pointing, and I go, I knew it was in the exact spot where Pat pointed, but I said, no, it's not there. So I think it's not gout. But really, it was hurting me, man.
Lucky that guy Pat's not here, eh?
Yeah, lucky, yeah. But he's the doctor, bro. He knew everything.
The gout king.
I got your black magic.
The whole tyrant 12.5s.
It's your dealer.
And, I think earlier this year, I had the first time I had like a gout attack. When my wife was like, "Oh, I'm gonna take you to the hospital." I was like, "No, don't worry, because I know what they're gonna say, gout." And I don't want to hear that. You don't want to hear it from someone else telling you got gout when you know it. You don't want to pay $20 to get, to the doctor. But it was getting to that point where shit, I want to ring the ambulance. It was that bad. But I managed the pain. I got through it that night. But my wife was like pissed off that I wasn't looking after my health. So she goes, "Oh, I've scheduled you an appointment with the doctor." And I know this doctor, bro. He's straight up the guts, bro. He doesn't hold back. He doesn't hold back. So I was like, fuck that, I'm not gonna go. I'll stay home. I'll start walking now, you know, just to avoid seeing that doctor because the doctor will he'll expose me, man.
There's a black market of all time.
That's why you don't go to the doctor. You just go see that pet guy. He's got that black magic for you.
And he sounds like LP Nutties.
Oh no.
Hey guys, I know you guys have gone through it. But share your ones, bro. Don't leave me hanging here.
You're the only one else. Sorry, mate.
Sorry, we just can't help you there.
I don't have a gout yarn, bro, but right now I've got gallstone. Right now, I've got gallstone.
Oh shit! But that'll be painful, bro.
No. It flares up every now and then, bro. I've got all the ultrasounds in there. It's about the size of a grain of rice or some bloody thing, bro. So I'm actually I'm having my surgery in December, but 6 weeks before I go on to that, before I get the surgery done, I've got to go on to a shake meal replacement, basically having nothing but shakes. So that'll be an interesting challenge. For 6 weeks, I'm going to go one up. I'm going to go 7 weeks on them and see if I can survive it. So, wish me luck, bro.
You can be
Wish me luck.
Nice.
So
On the shakes.
you know when you have the gallstones, what pain are you experiencing? Any pain?
Yeah, bro, just a sharp. Every now and then, a sharp pain from my right hand midsection and my back, bro. So every now and then, but it always coincides with eating fatty food, bro. So yeah, bro. Hey, I'm giving up everything, bro. Giving it all up. Just gonna be water and this powder for 6 weeks.
Me, bro.
No. No. But yeah. Bit of a challenge. But
It's just
see what happens.
water and what kind of powder?
Bro, it's I wish, bro. I wish. Yeah, shakes. Yeah, basically shakes. I forgot what it's called. Optifast. There you go.
Wow,
There's a free plug for them, bro. So that was the one that the surgeon recommended. So we'll see how we go.
How do you get gallstones? Is there certain foods that you
Yes, bro.
eat?
Yep. But
Is it too much?
It's like fat cells and stuff, bro, inside the gallbladder or something like that.
Yeah.
And it crystallizes into a solid or something. And then alcohol, fatty food, bro. You name it, bro. Look at the state of me, bro. So, yeah. Look at my time has come, bro. My time has come. So, oh well. Latest leaves from now on.
And how long have you had that for, bro?
I've had it since just before lockdown. So what's that? March. When do we go?
Wow, bro.
March, April. Yeah. And I ignored it for ages. I thought it would go away. It didn't go away. And then when I finally went in and had a look, and then I had to do all the scans when we come back down the levels. When we come back down to level 2 or 3 the first time, I could finally go and have the scans. And then that's when they says, "Oh, bro, it's just a gallstone in your bladder, and this is what's going to happen." Sweet as. So, and then I met up with the surgeon, and he's just like, "Bro, your liver, you need to go onto this diet to get your liver to shrink, so that will make my operation easier." Number 1, and then number 2, he's like, "Bro, you obese, bro. You need to, slim down anyway." So, here we are. So bro, that's me. Keto on.
Bro, good on you for
Best of luck, bro.
at least yeah.
I'm gonna try to come up with some safety words to tell the missus, just in case I get real shitty. Yeah, all good.
Shakes.
Sure.
Just get your hamburgers and put in the blender. Blender, bro.
Yeah, let me chew it then, bro. Easy.
Yeah, bro. Mm.
Chew it, bro. Straight up.
Easy. Mm.
You can blend your
Yeah,
phone.
bro.
You don't know. Bring it
Bro,
back
you
out.
name it, bro. You name it. Boil up shakes.
Yeah.
You name it, bro. In
Blend
there.
the law, bro. Yeah.
Shoulder shakes. Oh, my.
Throw a line red in there or two. See how you go.
Mm.
Honey shakes.
It's a good Saturday night.
Shop, boys. Any other topics you wanted to cover tonight before we wrap up the show?
Sexuality.
Oh, yeah, go ahead, Oos.
Oh, good on
Let me
them.
do that next
Say
week.
less.
We
Say
do that
less.
next week.
Oh, when you're ready, Oos. It's a safe space. When you're ready to come
When you're
out.
ready to come out, let us know, bro.
Yeah,
You're already in the closet, bro. Push that door open. Let the light come in.
But
What do you-
on a serious note, boys, we've got quite a few like really good episodes coming up. Hopefully, in the upcoming weeks.
before the holidays, boys.
Some really, some it's taboo in most Pacific Island cultures, and it's not
It's not
shared.
comfortable conversations.
Yeah,
that you
yeah.
normally have with
It's not really
family.
shared. And it's a community that I'm not really educated on, but we're going to have guests on the show to talk about this particular subject. But for the chat, we'll love to have your input. We'll share something maybe in the upcoming weeks as well, or maybe before going live. We'll share what we're actually going to talk about, so you all have an understanding. But it's a tough subject for some, and also at the same time, it's an easy subject for people that have been in that community. So I don't know if you've got.
Oh, okay.
Stay tuned.
Yeah. So
It's a conversation that needs to be had, man. We need to be educated.
it is. It's educating, bro. Definitely myself, because when I talk about it, I know I know for sure I'm gonna say something wrong. Whether it's wrong and whether I'm like maybe a lot of people out there and don't know how to address it, don't know how to make it, I guess, easy for someone else to feel comfortable. But we're gonna go there. We're gonna get the daily squeeze on that.
Very nice, boys. As we normally do, we'll go around the screen, Oos, and share any last thoughts we have before we wrap up. Me?
Yeah.
Anybody?
Anyone?
Kick it off, Joshy.
Yo, okay. So not just me. For me, is unlearn. We need to unlearn what we know now, boys, and learn new ways to communicate, new ways to be open to each other. And like I always say, we have to create an opportunity for others to, if not for others, for ourselves to realize what's going on for ourselves, and also for others to keep checking in. And just breathe. I think maybe this week is just breathe, take a deep breath, and just work on yourself. I put up in the group a book, how to heal. I forgot what it's called, but I'm reading it. But it talks about how you can go back and like really go back and see where your behavior comes from in the past, and try and let go of that stuff, and then work on yourself. We've got so much time in the day, boys. We can take 20 minutes, 30 minutes to do some self-development, some upskilling and learning about stuff, rather than just playing game or whatever it is. Give yourself 30 minutes in the day to learn self-development, self-healing and all that sort of stuff. But I appreciate it. Hope you guys are doing well. Keep checking in, and for the boys.
So, Joshy.
Shoto.
Okay. Nice.
Go ahead, Peanutsies.
No, my message will always be the same, and probably coincides of tonight's dilemma, which is to talk. Yeah, it's always going to be the easiest and the hardest thing to do. With the people that sometimes is close to you, and then sometimes people you don't even know. But yeah, do it. Have that conversation. Have that talanoa. And man, it's gonna be help. One way or another, it's gonna be help. And if you're looking for that, that's the only way to get it. So yeah. Open up, have a chat.
Very
Thanks for
nice.
tuning
Very
in.
nice. Go ahead. On that
Mr.
Baker Street.
Shucks, I don't really have much to sign off on, but tell you what, I just figured it out. I just wrote something down now. Anybody watching this, whether you're watching it live right now or if you're watching a recorded session in the future, if you've made it this far through the podcast, I want you to reach out to a loved one, family, friend, someone who's close to you may not have heard of from quite some time. So if you haven't heard from someone in a while, I want you to reconnect or just drop a what's up, you know what I mean? Something like that. Mum, dad, brothers, sisters, friends, boys and girls. So bit of a young challenge there. Someone has to, make contact with the people you love, especially if you haven't checked in with them for a wee while. And yeah, bro, that's basically my 10 cents right there. So off to you, Teza.
Sure, bro. Man, that's a mean shit. And that's something I've always tried to push every episode too, is reaching out. But that's yours, Baker. For me, is stop being in denial. I know you guys have been through gout, bastards. No, share your stories. No. But on a serious note, sorry, we'll get back to it. I had a yarn with I don't even talk to away. But he's found the podcast and he's approached me and he said, bro, it's a good thing what you guys are doing. You're sharing. You're making everything. You're making this mental health awareness quite a positive thing. Yeah, and this person opened up about what he's gone through and his childhood memories, trauma that he's had as a kid, and not only that, what he's going through now. So when he opened up, I felt that sense of, man, I'm so happy that someone's actually spoken to me, or actually just, not many random people will just rock up to you and say, look, bro, I've gone through this. But I want to thank everyone that's jumped on, like the boys on the podcast, the panel, the hosts, everyone that's in the chat that's tuned in with us for making this possible, making this available, easy access to jump on. Because if my dream was if I could reach it or touch someone in a way that they can open up, which is what this guy done, man, I'll be so happy, and my job is is fulfilled, and I'm so happy. This is what I have to share. I'm so happy about where this is going to and where this podcast is going to end up. So again, boys, chat to people that's going to join us in the future. If you have anything you want to share, I've always got that ear open to listen, and I have time for anyone that wants to share what they're going through. So, yeah, reach out. It's okay to be not okay.
Very nice, very nice. For me, it's the same as last week and the week before. Just echoing what everyone else has just said. Checking in, like we spoke on last week. We can realize those slight behavioral changes in someone that we know, or like like we're close with. So just that slight behavioral change will just trigger like the alarms, and you just check in on your friend, like, hey, how's it going? Yeah, just checking in because that just those, but then check in and also be ready to listen, right? To ask the question and be ready to listen to what that person has to share, or because that are you okay is something wrong. Well, there's another way of saying are you okay is like, are you hungry? Like, hey,
Yeah.
Like, there's other ways to break the conversation and just check in on your loved ones and friends. Because we're just trying to break the stigma of all polymens just keeping everything to themselves. Like, so yeah, but we're not professionals by any means, but we're just here to share our experiences, share our stories, in the hopes of breaking that stigma of polymen not sharing, like, just bundling up everything. That's what's all. So just checking on your friends, your loved ones. Yeah, that's it for me.
Of course.
Nothing much, man. Live, laugh, and love, bro. Live your life, laugh unconditionally, man, and love your family and friends. Sweet.
Hello.
Very nice, very nice.
Oh, sorry. Can I just add something? From what I think Wills has added. At some stage, man, we all want to jump on like a we're keen to jump on a 10-week challenge or something, 5-week challenge or whatever. But man, we have to get something going. So if we're all keen, at some point, maybe in the next week or so or two, we'll start something, and go on that journey all together.
Very nice. They found you. They found you. Stop playing
Up late.
Got you.
Let's catch up to like.
Good night.
Good night, little ones.
Good night. Get daddy out of the closet.
Shot for the messages. Shot for jumping in this week.
Shout out to the chat.
Shout out to the chat. Shout out to the viewers, listeners. Do we know who we're gonna drop next week? Or are we still undecided?
It's your boy Bumbule.
Ooh.
Are we bringing him on? Are we bringing him on the panel?
When you're ready, bro. When you're ready.
Are we bringing him on?
It's your boy. Let's go.
He's always good and ready to go.
Let's go. Yo, you already know. It's your boy, Boom Boy.
This is for the boys, and we're signing out.
Balingi boy. What's up, boys? Have a good weekend. Take it easy.
Use those extra drinks on Saturday night. Have you got your permission started?
Oh.
I hope.
Oh, what drinks?
I'll see you on the set. We're going to be at the drink, so.
We're invited to the chat.
Have a good night, boys. Take it easy.
Bye, boys.